Why Haiti is so dangerous and the Dominican Republic is thriving. One may ask, how can an island have two groups of different history and ethnicity? In fact, entirely two different worlds. Although they share the same island, what unfolds between them is completely different. Relations between the Dominicans and the Haitians have long been hostile due to substantial ethnic and cultural differences between the two nations and their sharing of the island of Hispaniola. The living standards and the economy of the two nations are incomparable, as the margin between the two is very wide. The migration of Haitians and their historical differences have contributed to long-standing conflicts. Please take a quick pause and hit the like and subscribe buttons. The entire island of Hispaniola was initially controlled by the Spanish Empire from the 1490s until the 17th century. Due to its strategic location, British and French pirates established bases on the western side of the island. During colonial times, battles began and eventually developed into constant conflicts between the European powers. This continued until the island was eventually divided in 1697, leaving Spain in charge of the eastern side and France in charge of the western side. After the separation, France imported many slaves, which created a divergent population on their side of the island. These events, according to history, are the reasons why Dominicans and Haitians became culturally and ethnically different groups. After a series of slave revolts in 1804, Haiti became independent from France. Likewise, the Spanish colony of Santo Domingo, the predecessor to the Dominican Republic, after being under Spanish control for more than 300 years, also became independent from Spain in 1821. The two countries were involved in many wars, massacres, border disputes, and standoffs since Haiti's independence. Let's go back and look into the origins of both nations. The original inhabitants of the Hispaniola island were the indigenous group related to the Amazonian natives of South America, the native Tainos. Colonized by Christopher Columbus in 1492, the native Tainos were brutally enslaved and suffered a steep population decline. When the enslavement of natives in the island was outlawed, slaves from West Africa and Central Africa were imported from the 16th to 18th centuries. These Africans eventually intermixed with the Europeans, mestizos, and natives to form a tri-racial Creole culture in Santo Domingo. As Europeans struggled to control of the New World, with France and Spain fighting for control of the island, it resulted to the political division of the island of Hispaniola. Their dispute was resolved in 1697 by splitting the island into two colonies. France imported nearly 10 times as many slaves on their side of the island as they established a lucrative plantation economy, whereas the Spanish on the eastern side of the island promoted the migration of settlers from Canary Islands to fight against further incursions in the colony of Santo Domingo throughout the 18th century. The population of the two regions differ by so many margins. As in the year 1791, Santo Domingo was approximately 125,000. Of this number were 40,000 white landowners, about 70,000 mulatto freedmen, and 15,000 black slaves. Whereas in neighbouring country, Saint Domingue, just the population of the enslaved was over 500,000, representing 90% of the French colony's population. Due to the exploitation of their massive slave population, the French became the wealthiest colonists in the Western Hemisphere. One day, slaves must seek their freedom. This happened in the French portion of the island in the 1790s, when large-scale slave rebellions erupted and led to the eventual removal of the French and the independence of Haiti in 1804. After Haiti's independence, massive portions of the remaining French population were murdered. With the Haitian Revolution outbreak, the rich urban families left the island, leaving behind the rural hateros, cattle ranchers, with no principal market. Following the 1804 French massacre in Haiti, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, self-proclaimed emperor, learned of a small French garrison stationed in Santo Domingo. He was infuriated by French troops led by Jean-Louis Ferrand, who seized black children to be sold into slavery. So he decided to invade Santo Domingo in February 1805, but suddenly called off the siege and turned back as he was notified of a French ship heading towards Haiti, which he believed was sent to attack the country. He did not kill everyone they encountered on their way back, and set entire buildings on fire, and committed numerous atrocities on the Dominicans. Prisoners from each city were captured and forced to accompany them back to Haiti. These prisoners on the order of Dessalines were either massacred in the streets or forced to work as slaves on plantations on their arrival. In the eastern region, a group of rebels took over the Spanish colony of Santo Domingo on 9th of November 1821 and proclaimed independence from the Spanish crown on 1st of December 1821. What a long-lasting battle between these nations. Will there be an end for this fight? We will find out as we continue. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons. Haitian and Dominican encountered themselves in many wars, but the first major armed encounter was the Battle of Fuente del Rodeo, where a force of Dominican troops defeated an outnumbering force of the Haitian army. The two encountered again in the Battle of Azua on March 19, 1844, and yet again the Dominicans had a huge victory with only 2 dead and 3 injured. After this victory, the Dominicans withdrew their headquarters to the Ocoee River and the valleys of Bani, where their cavalry and lancers could operate, thereby restraining the march of the Haitians, who could not advance beyond Azua. The Dominican troops, although heavily outnumbered by the Haitian army troops, also defeated Battle of Santiago that was fought in the northern region on March 30th. Even at sea, off the coast of Azua on April 15th, the Dominicans killed all the Haitian sailors and sank their 3 ships without losing any of their own ships. Dominicans and Haitians went on with engaging themselves in a lot more battles, invading each other's territory. In all invasions into Dominican or Haitians' territory, the Dominicans came out with little or no casualties. They battled against each other from different angles, and after 1849 there was a break that made people think that their dispute had been settled. Not until late 1854, the nations were at war again. In November, 2 Dominican ships captured a Haitian warship and bombarded 2 Haitian ports. 1 year later, the Haitians invaded Dominicans again, but once again the Dominicans proved to be superior soldiers. At the Battle of Saint Thomé in the south, there was a massive defeat of the Haitian troops on December 22nd, 1855. Also, that same day, the Haitian troops were defeated at the Battle of Cambronel. On January 27, 1856, after 8 hours of fighting at the Battle of Sabanalaga near Dajabon, another victory was recorded by Dominicans, during which their 8,000 troops defeated 22,000 Haitians with thousands of dead and dying abandoned on the battlefield. Constant threat of renewed Haitian invasion into Dominican territory led Pedro Santana to annex the Dominican Republic to Spain in 1861. The annexation stirred up war between Dominican nationalists and Spanish forces, beginning in 1863. Soldiers were killed and some others wounded during the war, and another 30,000 died from yellow fever. The immense monetary cost of over 33 million pesos, as well as the heavy human toll of the war, led Spain to finally withdraw its forces in 1865. During the course of conflicts, Dominicans suffered 4,000 dead, while the pro-Spanish militia under Santana suffered 10,000 casualties. This Dominican Restoration War forced Haiti to realise that the goal of conquering the Dominican Republic was unattainable, and so it finally recognised its independence in 1867. Exactly 7 decades later, after their independence, with claims that Haiti was harbouring his former Dominican opponents, an order was passed to attack on Haitians living in the border regions of the Dominican Republic, and about 20 to 30,000 of Haitians were slaughtered as they tried to escape. In the mid-20th century, the difference in the economies of the two countries was very clear. The Dominican economy kept expanding, while the Haitian economy was seen on the diminishing scale. The fall in the Haiti's economy has been the result of some factors such as internal power struggles, rapid population growth, environmental degradation, and trade embargoes. Today, Haiti has become the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. The country lacks resources and yet is densely populated. Its population density exceeds its neighbours by far. Language barrier is one big factor that is affecting Haiti. The primary language spoken in the eastern part of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, is as Spanish, while in the western part, Haiti, French and Haitian Creole are spoken. Another defining factor of Dominican-Haitian relations is race. The Dominican population is composed of 73% mixed race, 16% white, and 11% black, whereas 95% of the Haitian population is black. These factors affect the Haitian economy, making it over 1,000% less than that of the Dominican economy. The estimated annual per capita economic output, PPP, is $1,819 in Haiti and $20,625 in Dominican Republic. The large margin between the level of economic development between Haiti and the Dominican Republic makes their border to have the highest contrast of all Western world borders, and it also proves that the Dominican Republic has one of the highest illegal migration issues in the Americas. The economy Haiti was bad, that its residents began to look for resources from the Dominican Republic. In areas such as health, business and infrastructure, some cross-border cooperation exists. Many Haitians had to travel to the Dominican Republic in order to find seasonal or long-term work, in order to send remittances to their families. But complaints are being received on how some of these Haitian workers, as well as Dominicans of Haitian descent, are being discriminated by the Dominican majority population. This puts fear in other Haitians who would desire to seek work, but rather they instead remain in Haiti. The Haitians in the Dominican Republic were used for less paid work, and the labourers were actively encouraged to go and work in the thriving Dominican sugar industry. From 1960s, the use of modern tools required fewer workers. As a result of this development, other Dominican industries and services started employing more Haitian workers, often in an inexpensive, less regulated labour source, with fewer legal protections in order to cut down expenses. Many Haitian women were offered less tedious work in Dominican households, while their men work at Dominican construction sites, and this eventually led to the migration of an entire family. Several generations of migrated Haitian workers live in the Dominican Republic as stateless beings. Both the Haitian and Dominican Republic governments have not been able to agree on the nationality of these descendants, and so restrict their access to healthcare, education, and employment opportunities. Although migration from Haiti to the Dominican Republic benefits both countries economically, it is also one of the leading contributors to tension between the two countries, as illegal immigration from Haiti has led to distrust of the Haitian people by the Dominicans. Haitian migration into the Dominican Republic also blurs the line of citizenship and affects not just the Dominican economy, but its culture as well. The Dominicans and the Haitians were never in any mutual agreement, but the Dominicans' recent charitable behaviour towards the Haitians got people wondering. On 12th of January 2010, earthquake hit the land of Haiti, and in order to escape the effects of the earthquake, countless Haitians fled across the border, and among all Dominican government was one of the first to distribute food and medicine to the victims, and with either a process of acquiring a visa, many injured Haitians were treated in Dominican hospitals. Many Dominicans also took in and supported Haitian refugees, but of course, relationships are more enjoyable from afar. As the Haitian refugees remained in the Dominican Republic, their relationship began to deteriorate, and they were seen as the reasons for rising crime, overcrowding, cholera, and unemployment, and these led to more and more discrimination. The rising tension of the Dominican Republic caused the International Organization for Migration to offer Haitians $50 each, plus additional relocation assistance, to return to Haiti, which more than 1,500 have accepted and returned. It is important to know that an average man in the Dominican Republic is 10 times richer than the average Haitian. Just as said earlier, language barrier and race are the factors affecting Haiti's growth in all areas. If you found this piece interesting, please don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel, as we bring to you more on this and related areas.